I'm going to teach you one of the most successful indicators that you can find on Tradingview that has allowed me to make over $8,000 and over 50 risk to reward on my $200,000 prop firm account this week. I'm going to teach you exactly how I use this indicator so that you can become consistent on your Forex account and make $100 to $200 a day on your personal account, or even thousands of dollars a day if you have a prop firm account, which I'll explain to you more about in this video. You're also going to learn in this video how you can trade with the company's capital, keep 80 to 90% of the profits, and trade with massive live trading accounts anywhere from $10,000 to $500,000 and keep 80 to 90% of the profits every single month that you make. In order to be profitable on these company accounts, you need to know what you're doing, and that is exactly what my YouTube channel is for. This upcoming week, I'm going to be posting a pre-recorded live stream every single day in live time of every single trade that I take, showing you exactly how I make money online every single day with my strategy in the Forex market being supply, demand, and confirmations, how to manage risk, and how to catch high risk to reward trades like this trade that I caught over here on XAUSD this week Friday. What's going on, awesome people of YouTube? Before we dive into my computer, my name is Jay, your no BS South African online entrepreneur and full-time prop firm trader from South Africa, documenting my journey on my YouTube channel on various ways that I use to make money online. My YouTube channel is now comprised of full-time trading content because that is where I'm making most of my money online, and that is what I'm doing full-time off of YouTube. So if you want to learn how to master the Forex markets, how to manage risk, how to make your losses so small that they're not even relative to how big the wins are. Take this example over here. This was a $6,200 trade that I caught on XAUSD this week. I sent this in lifetime to my community, and right above it was a loss that I took earlier in that morning. And as you can see, my average losses are tiny at 0.05 to 0.1%, and my wins being anywhere between 1 and 8%. So the losses are so small, they're not even relative to how big my wins are. So when people ask me on my social media content, Jay, why do you never show your losses? Do you ever take losses? Last week, I took about 4 losses alone, but they were so small, it didn't even affect my account at all. And that is why risk management, catching those high RR trades, is much better than over leveraging and going for those smaller 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 risk to rewards. If you want to become a profitable Forex trader, and if you're not a profitable Forex trader yet, I recommend you watch this video until the end. Alright, so we are now inside of my computer on tradingview.com, and I'm quickly going to recap exactly how I use this indicator as confirmation to catch an 18 risk to reward on XAUSD this week, Thursday on gold, and as well as a 1 to 25 risk to reward on XAUSD on Wednesday, the day before. So this was a very successful week with 2 full long runners on gold. Prior to this position over here, I took a loss on this previous supply zone, also with this exact same indicator, but again, my losses was tiny compared to the wins. And all of these trades are documented in lifetime and traded in lifetime with my community. So well done to those of you in the community that caught these trades live with me. It would have been a nice, profitable and well-managed risk week. So over here on XAUSD, I want you to take note of this specific indicator right here on the screen. This indicator is not some magical potion that's going to fall into your lap and make you millions of dollars. That's not how indicators work. This indicator needs to pair up with an existing strategy, but I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. This indicator is used for confirmations to enter on your entry in your point of interest, whether it's a support or resistance zone, trend line, supply demand zone, fair value gap. This entry confirmation indicator has at least doubled my risk to reward in the last 2 months, as previously I would be looking to take trades with a much bigger stop, catching 1-to-5 or 1-to-6 risk to reward. That means if you risk 1% on the trade, you're going to make 6.6% profit. But now with a tight stop loss like this, with a entry confirmation tool such as this one over here, which I'm going to teach you how you can add to your chart, has gone from average 1-to-5 risk to reward to 1-to-15 to all the way up to 1-to-40 risk to reward. So that means now, instead of risking 1% for 6%, I'm now risking 1% for 18% of my account. Firstly, your losses are going to be way smaller, and secondly, your wins are going to be way bigger, which is why refining down your entry with entry confirmations is so important in your trading system. So step number 1 to this trading system and adding this indicator to your chart. I'm going to give this to you completely for free at the end of this video, so make sure to keep watching until the end so that you can learn how to go and add this indicator to your chart. First and foremost, if you have not seen any other videos on my YouTube channel before, my trading system is very mechanical. It's a very fixed set of rules that is very easy for anybody to follow, and it's a very successful system. It's a system that has taken me years to develop, but let's briefly go over it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to a random pair. I'm just going to come over to my list. I'm going to come over to GBP USD, and I'm going to remove all of my drawings. First and foremost, you come over to the 4-hour time frame. You'll see over here, I've got a little sticky notes tab. So if you want to screenshot this, save this to your phone, you're welcome to go and do so and try this out. 4-hour swing structure is our first step in our trading plan, identifying our current 4-hour swing range, our high and our low. So if we had to go and follow up GBP USD, you'll see over here, on the beginning of June, we had this break of structure to the upside, which would make this a 4-hour boss, which was created by the most recent low that created this 4-hour break of structure. So this then becomes a 4-hour strong. All right, so after every break of structure to the upside or the downside, there is some kind of pullback into relative price action. So take a look over here. We had that break of structure to the upside, that pullback respecting areas of demand, targeting those weak highs, that pullback into areas of demand, that break a structure to the upside. So structure is always printed to you in the form of higher highs and lower lows. The only challenge for a lot of new traders that don't understand this is they don't know how to actually see this on the chart. But once you understand how to mark out these lows and highs on your chart, you get that crystal clear understanding of exactly where you lie in the market, and you're no longer blind when you're trading on the lower time frames. So that is why it is so important to understand your higher time frame swing structure before hopping down to the lower time frames. So after that 4-hour breaker structure to the upside, price had that pullback, mitigating areas of demand over here. And you'll see if I come over to the 15-minute time frame, take a look at this. The indicator, if I bring back the chart to this point right here, gave you a triple M confirmation. So over here would have been a valid entry, stop loss below the wick to go and target the 15-minute week high and the overall 4-hour week high for a 1 to 26 risk to reward. This would have been a 100% valid trade on GBP USD last week Monday. But let's keep following this. All right, so we had that mitigation into the demand, but understanding expectational order flow is now to look to target this week high. It would be valid to go and look for longs to target these week highs. So let's continue price, see what we get. All right, so price has that breaker structure to the upside, a mini pullback over here, and then another breaker structure to the upside. So this would then become the new 4-hour break of structure. This would then become a 4-hour boss instead of a 4-hour week because price took out that previous week high. This then becomes your most recent 4-hour strong low, is the lowest point of the previous swing range that caused the break of structure. So let's continue with GBP USD. All right, so there's that pullback into relative price action over here, which we can then make this successfully as our 4-hour week high. So I want you to comment down below, what do you think is current expectational order flow on GBP USD is for price to have that pullback like it's having, to then go and target those weak highs, to continue riding that pullback, to continue targeting these highs. So once you understand how to mark up your swing ranges, your 4-hour strong highs and weak lows, vice versa, it becomes crystal clear to what price action is doing for you. All you need to go and do, there's no need to go and predict what price is going to do. All you need to do is react to what price prints for you. If we had to come back a little bit on GBP USD, all right, so over here right now, 4-hour swing structure is bearish with a breaker structure to the downside, created by this 4-hour strong high, which was never broken. Remember, this wick is just a wick. A breaker structure needs to happen with the body closures. That does not validate as a breaker structure, which then price targeted these weak lows. All right, so that would be our 4-hour boss. But take a look at this. All right, price left behind a beautiful wick supply zone, mitigated the 50% and gave you a triple M confirmation. So over here, just on the 4-hour time frame alone, without even having to look at the lower time frames, this right here on this wick with your triple M confirmation would have targeted the 4-hour week lows. This would have been a 100% valid trade, trading alongside trend, expectational order flow, with your valid supply zone that caused the break of structure, and with an entry confirmation, all on the same time frame. Without refining to the lower time frames, you could have alone just caught a 1 to 7 risk to reward, nearly passing your funded account in one trade. All right, so let's continue with this. After the break is structured to the downside, price had that pullback, right? Left behind with a valid supply zone. And again, price came to mitigate that supply zone. All right, so there's our most recent 4 hour strong. Here's our 4 hour week. So expectational order flow is to go and target these 4 hour week lows. Right here was your triple M confirmation to go and target these week lows. So as you can see, once you understand your structure, supply and demand that is causing these structural breaks with your entry confirmation, you can just trade on the 4 hour time frame alone. And this would have been another 1 to 7 risk to reward trade. So this would have been 14 risk to reward in 1 week on 2 trades, really minimizing your risk. Your losses would have been tiny compared to what your wins are over here. And that is where this indicator has become a real game changer to my trading system. I go over my system far more in depth in my community, in my private SMC mentorship. Obviously over here on YouTube, I'm just kind of breaking it down for you so that you can go and practice marking this up yourself. And I'm also going to show you how you can access this indicator at the end of this video. So let's go and see what price did. All right, so price now has that breaker structure to the downside right here. This now becomes our new 4 hour week high. This now becomes our new 4 hour week low. Expectational order flow is still to target these week lows. Over here, we have a valid wick supply zone. Again, the criteria for supply and demand is discussed far more in depth in my SMC mentorship. Let's take a look at what price does. Alright, so price immediately wicks that supply zone, gives you a triple M confirmation, which would have printed without lagging in real time, right about over here. Stop loss above that wick, targeting the 4 hour week low. Let's see what price does, targeting those week lows. So again, here was another 1 to 8 risk to reward, which would have been 100% valid trade on GBP USD without having to hop down to the lower time frames, just alone trading the 4 hour time frame. So imagine now you're going over to the 15 minutes and then from the 15 minutes to the 5 minutes and you're refining down your entry to target the 4 hour week lows. You can actually end up with a 1 to 50 all the way up to a 1 to 100 risk to reward. That means you're risking 1% of your account to double your account by 100% in one trade. There are traders that can catch these types of risk to reward. My biggest trade that I've ever caught was a 1 to 90 risk to reward. That means I nearly doubled my account in one trade, but only risking 1% of the account. All because once you understand structure, order flow, where expectational order flow is going to go to target the 4 hour week highs or the week lows, you're trading alongside the order flow of those big institutional banks and financial institutions that are putting billions and trillions of dollars through the markets every single day. If you guys want to go and get access to this indicator, all you need to go and do is leave a like on this video. Make sure you've subscribed down below with the red notification bell on. Comment down below that you're ready and I'll reply to your comment, and also leave a pinned comment to this indicator on Tradingview so that you can go and add this to your charts. In a nutshell, what this indicator is, it's a SMC indicator that identifies a entry confirmation in a supply and demand zone by highlighting this wick as on a lower time frame. This wick is a triple break of structure to the downside. That's all this is. So it's giving you an indication that the supply zone is increasing heavily in selling power, that this supply zone is going to hold, which is your entry confirmation to go and target those weak lows. So if you apply a system like this with strict risk management, with your entry confirmations, targeting the expectational order flow, you will become undefeated in the markets. And I've seen this over and over again in my students in MM Funded, becoming funded on a daily and a weekly basis. We have been around for about 5 months now. We have created over 70 funded members in the last 5 months, mentoring our members the way we explain structure, supply and demand with confirmations here at Millionaire Mindset Funded. If you guys would like to follow along, all of my live trades that I take, I post them in live time. This upcoming week, I'm also going to pre-record all of the trades I take in live time and actually place them live time in front of you so that you can learn from the way that I trade, so that hopefully you can become profitable yourself. But if you want to go and get access to our MM-funded Discord community with our expert advisor that gets members funded automatically with artificial intelligence, if you want to get access to our SMC and ICT mentorship, where we've created over 70 funded members in the past 5 months, as well as access to all of our live trades and tons of other risk management tools and content in the course section, you can go and click on the first link in the description. We also have our own prop firm, which is also in the link of the description of this video. What I recommend you do is go and take a look at the free video in the first link in the description, and I will explain everything that's inside the Discord before you even have to join the Discord. So make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you on the inside.